Welcome to the Laser Time stream. It's XCOM 2. How's our sound, everybody? I can raise and lower.
Yeah, I can manage it since I'm closer.
Hello, Brendolph and Night Dehumidifier.
But we're up all night to get crunchy with XCOM 2. Hi, I'm Chris.
Dave.
Michael Grimm.
Probably gonna die.
It is hot again in SF
Leave
today.
the fan on. I don't care what the sound is like. It is 90 degrees. We're in the 4th floor of an apartment with no air conditioning.
Yeah.
Night Dehumidifiers play this game. Laser Time has a 96% chance of hitting us with something good. Miss.
So Dave, XCOM 2.
Yeah.
So is this what's going on? Is this a port to next gen or what's going on?
Yeah. So it came out earlier in the year on PC. But they finally, made controller controls.
Yeah, a really odd instance of like a game that launched simultaneously on every platform and then made it to even more platforms afterwards.
I feel like the original XCOM also had the same thing where it was like, it's going to be a couple months.
No, I don't think it did.
I remember playing.
Even if it did, this was like almost a year.
Yeah, it took way longer for this one.
And they were like, well, how long will Chris's characters last? Says Brandolph. Take your bets.
There's the three of us and Diana Goodman on this mission.
The 30-2010
30-2010 crew. 30-2010.net every Thursday, people.
This squad tells you what happens 30 battles ago, 20 battles ago, and 10
Do you guys know?
How's our sound, people? You hearing the game, hearing us? We had a lot of technical difficulties during last night's Godzilla stream, which Nazi1 missed. Yeah, I'm calling you out,
So
brother.
the difference is, the major difference is, XCOM 2 presupposes that you lost. In XCOM 1.
Mm-hmm.
So the entire planet is controlled by the aliens, more or less. So instead of controlling the planet and allocating resources that way, you go after them. You have to find the threats and destroy them. Okay. And on this level, on the just playing the missions, you are usually cloaked. They can't see you. You're initiating the attack. So
there's very clearly a fog of war.
Yes.
But kind of in your favor.
See, these are if we're in these area, we'll be seen, and then the enemy can attack us. But so the what you want to do is have every one of the enemies lined up, and then just start attacking them one by one.
Is that one of the enemies right there?
It's a regular bloody human, Chris.
Oh, okay. I am sadly unfamiliar. I'm the only one I know who hasn't played XCOM. Even Henry, who can't play a game where you hold a gun.
Well, again, but this is, you don't have to have any of that dexterity. This is a straight-up tactics game, so it channels your Advance Wars, your Final Fantasy Tactics kind of mentalities.
Hands down, XCOM doesn't get enough love, says Swinky Dinks.
It is fun. I just couldn't. Some reason when it came out, I don't remember. I think it came out around Lords of Shadow, strangely enough, in 2010. So I didn't give it enough time.
And the second one emerges on Castlevania's
30th
unaddressed 30th birthday. I saw someone did something about the music. Did you see that for Castlevania?
No.
I didn't click on it, but we were talking because
I know
where's the love for the anniversary of Castlevania, and that was the only thing I saw.
I know Mondo is in the process of making more vinyls.
Anemones,
which I will happily buy all of them.
Anyone here a fan of the original PC XCOM from the 90s? Twinkie thinks that I might have played that one. I definitely didn't play the remake. Firaxis's redo.
Yeah, I didn't play the originals either. However, we are in the room of PC Gamer editor Tyler Wilde, so by proxy, we are all experts on this game. Don't ask me any questions. Next question.
I know Tyler liked this. I remember seeing it at E3 when
on my way.
And talked to Logan, and he was like, "This is the best game I've ever seen." He loved it. He was the first person I knew who was on board with the new X. Because remember, there was the next gen first-person shooter one that quietly went away.
Yeah.
I'm
on the move.
What, Syndicate? No.
The Bureau. The Bureau.
Bureau.
Sounds like a CBS show.
We moved a Bureau out of here, actually. It was very heavy, and we were very sweaty.
Our sound okay, everyone? Speaking of 30-2010, thank you guys for keeping the rubbish Aussie accents to a minimum. on the latest episode for Crocodile Dundee.
It's the least we could do.
That's not an accent. This is an accent worth Nintendo.
It's all
crikey worth Nintendo.
It's all blurring together. I don't know if this is New Zealand or if it's more Australia.
Oh, cracking welcome them, worth Nintendo. I don't have enough slang to go around to make fun of Australians.
Can we get Blake? If Blake and Murphy would come on the show and talk Aussie at me, I would love to have.
Only one of them is Australian.
Oh well, that shows you how much I care.
I still have never determined which one is Blake and which one is Murphy. So.
Thorny Your Gravy is asking, does Dave enjoy mouse and keyboard controls for the last XCOM? I'm guessing no.
I played some of XCOM 2 with the mouse and keyboard, and it's fine. I played a lot of XCOM 1 with controllers, so it's a little bit more natural for me.
Was it you or Michael who like rocked the shit out of an iPad?
Definitely Michael Monday.
So did
Gotta
you?
get some Chivos, man.
Did you? How much did you play of the last gen XCOM 2? Did you finish it? Or?
A lot, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, last gen was the original XCOM. Yeah. And then the PC version, I played a couple hours of it.
So this is the first console version of XCOM 2?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So this is actually a proper new release then?
Technically, it's
for
been
consoles.
Out for a while. Yeah, for
like,
consoles.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was weird because
there's so many cross-gen ports and remat. I'm so confused by some of that stuff.
The audience for this seemed to love it, and Firaxis was just like, nah, PC only. We'll tell you when we're doing consoles.
Brendolf, XCOM is great on iPad if you love 20 FPS.
Oh, Worth Nintendo sending me some Aussie slang.
Try as a dead dingo's donga.
Yes.
I'm gonna go for one of the 73%ers, and
Diana's German, as you can tell.
Diana's crying like a mouse street with a lost baby. Speaking of dingoes.
Whoa! Shit!
And that's the end of Diana?
That was your friend.
So now I know.
Did you sacrifice her?
No.
Okay.
We're visible here.
So now we're revealed, and they are going to start.
So the fun thing about XCOM that I remember and kind of persisted the new ones is the idea of everything is still stat based. So even though you're right next to someone, there is at least a 1% chance you will miss a shot or more. It's like what 27%.
Yeah.
Like all these percents are thrown around, but it's like you could be standing what is in real world 4 feet from your opponent and miss, and it's like you're kidding. This guy who is clearly trained. Chris Antista,
Yes.
Yeah, look at me go.
Who with
He's for me is saying the Laser Time team consisted of his XCOM crew. Brett carried my team as the sniper.
Nice.
Attaboy, wuss. Your sniper weapon.
Saving your ass, pulling you out of the fire.
Staying way out of the fire.
Somebody's got to.
Yeah, you gotta kill Chris.
His neck. I love XCOM.
I am the best at it. That was a dirty Diana.
Unknown if frame drops are engine or stream.
Probably the stream.
I mean, our XSplit says drop frame 0, so
it's not indicative
I have
of anything.
It is. It totally is.
My class can send like a robot that gives extra health. So it's called an aid protocol. So I'm gonna give Diana AIDS. An aid.
Charlie Sheen has his own AIDS protocol.
Isn't that the subtitle of?
You're on Overwatch.
So Tangus says,
You
I
like
think
that
this.
game, right?
Overwatch?
Overwatch? No, wait. What is it?
I like Overwatch.
Yeah.
Brett's a battle blood.
Yeah.
What just happened?
And Diana is fine.
Just like a woman.
Which
so
sucks
Tangus says
because
this series of
she's the
team
sniper, and shunkering down.
So Tangus says the team should team up with DreamWorks to make Shrek's
Oh, nice shot. Bro.
Thank you.
Got my Australian flag on me back.
Boy.
Well, would you look at that?
I thought Tyler was the one who did AIDS. Turns out everybody does. Your game costs more than $5 million. Odds are you can afford to make it an 8. I do want to reach out to somebody, whoever is publishing the new River City Ransom. See if they'll give us a copy. We can stream that shiz.
I did this a while back where I added up all my reviews from Radar across 6 years, and then averaged them together, and my average score was a 7, which bears out because 7 being pretty good or fine, and it's like most games are fine.
I remember we worked at Games Radar to do the 7 out of 10 week as a joke, because everything was always a 7, and we averaged all reviewers' reviews together, and Jeremy Parrish got the most average game reviewer award, which everybody took. We were calling Jeremy Parrish an average game reviewer. No, we were calling him a reviewer of average games, judging based on his score. And people were like, "That's fucked up." I'm like, "It's just a joke. 1 and 2, you're misinterpreting it, and 3, I'm on a podcast with Jeremy Parrish this week.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
People love to make controversy when it's not part of their life.
It's all good. Check out Retronauts. I'm on with Dave and me, and of course, Talking Simpsons co-host Bob Mackey, talking Punch-Out. It was a really fun episode.
Awkward Loser saying, in my game, Brett and Hank were engineers. Chris was recruited late and never saw action. Classic. And had 5 kills in 2 missions. And Dave, who was recruited early, died after 8 missions. You did save Paige from certain death.
Nice.
And Duff McKagan.
Or Mega Man Xbone. Hello. So, the alien just reanimated one of its corpses? That seems kind of unfair. Reviving in a tactics game? I don't care for this at all.
Good for Diana.
But that's why I was excited initially for Codename Steam on 3DS, because it was basically like a spin, or a riff on this, with Robo Abe Lincoln in there, and half the cast of Next Gen doing voices.
So Tenga says Punch-Out episode was one of his favorite Retronauts in a while. Thanks, man.
Target neutralized.
I studied up real good, and Bob's always good with the notes.
If only he would move. Try to dodge it all.
Again, I'll never get over that. Retronauts is the oldest podcast I know of, and it's just a fucking honor to like know those guys and be on that show, because I feel thoroughly incapable compared to Bob and Jeremy and Ray and Kat.
Uncapable is the right way to phrase it.
Uncapable?
Incapable.
Incapable.
Dave did get a haircut. It's not super. That would.
Well, I mean, I'm in war, so.
Just got to get the bald Space Marine thing on. Dave needs to form the NWO squad.
Yeah, this
We're in here to play.
Yeah, if this was PC, I wouldn't, like Worms style, I would not be able to help modding to take the music out to put in the NWO theme to just play forever and make the squad all the NWO. Which would be maddening to hear that.
I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to try to fire.
Awkward Loser's asking, does this game do a better job of letting you share your character pull with people? The PC version didn't, which sucks.
I did see an option that you can download, like, groups of characters, which in the case of this game, all they had so far were developers.
So no Harambe yet.
Developers.
Pre-order canceled.
Let's see.
Philosophy saying, I'm too busy questing the 7th dragon to revisit this on console.
The fuck is 7th Dragon?
Dragon Quest 7.
Oh, duh.
Which I was so happy. I had inadvertently sat on a sealed copy of the PS1 version since 2000. Bought it at Toys R Us when I was working there, and was like, I'll play that eventually. Never did. 10 years go by, and I realized, oh shit, I never played this. And then I sold it on eBay finally, because I'm like, look, I'll never play this, and the clock's ticking on the number of people who will ever want to own this. And then, like, a week later, they announced the 3DS remake, so I'm just like, yes, perfect
eBay,
time.
baby.
I got it out at the right before there was a way to play a better version of it. But I am curious, but I'm more waiting for DQ8, although now I'm pissed because it doesn't have the orchestral music, which is a big part of why I love that game, because well, no, it wasn't the cart. They were just saying, like, we could either do the orchestral music or do all the voices. We can't fit all that stuff, which I do understand. But I would
don't
rather
remember, like any of the podcasts we do. For some reason, your discussion on Dragon Quest VIII stuck out to me, because I always thought the game looked really good.
It's
and you said
good.
it has one of the most rewarding endings of an RPG that you could remember.
It's really long. I remember that. Clearly not that memorable now.
But Bob and Henry were over here talking Simpsons. Hank whipped it out. I'm like, I was thinking of trying that. And those condescending hipster fuckwits are like, you can't hit.
You can't hang, man.
This. And like,
this is like 100 hours.
And he's like, this isn't like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, sorry, it's just not a good one to start with. I'm like, you assholes assume I've never played a Dragon Quest. I actually played the last one, 9, until it got tedious. And I played.
Well, I think that's what they're
NES
saying
ones.
is if you thought 9 was tedious, get ready, because it gets worse.
I didn't hate. It was a long shot from hating it. Though. It just I stopped advancing in rewarding ways.
Yeah.
It's like, this is not going to stop ever.
And that's what happened with me too. I finished the first one because of that huge Nintendo power push in America. And then 8 was great, but I probably won't replay it on 3DS.
No voice modding like Left 4 Dead. You couldn't have a team of Macho Man's face face off against a team of Bill Cosby's. With the grenade and the banging and the boom. I was listening to Talk Raider episode 3. I think got caught up with every. What? It's Mikey. That's going way back.
Worth Nintendo saying, the thing I love about Retronauts is all my podcasts I listen to come from it. I found you guys through it, VG Empire, and then 2 years later, here I am supporting you on Patreon and getting up early to watch your streams. Bless your heart.
Who is that, Worth Nintendo?
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it's just an honor to know those guys. So I love we hung out with Bob this week, and if you didn't hear bonus time, it's the first time I wasn't recognized, but Bob was recognized by voice by just a stranger. Hey, do I know your voice from somewhere? And I was like, yeah, you do. Retronauts, baby. He didn't know me at all.
55. Should I try it?
55. Hey, you got a 4 damage. Is that good? Hey, that is kind of Diana's hair.
That I was lucky that worked out because I don't quite have the time to. You can really customize people in this game. Like you can choose their language, their like a lot of their attributes, but
the flag on the back of their costume.
Except I'm not gonna do that. I can't. Too much.
I really, Randolph. I'm the sniping Cosby. I'll stay back here and keep an eye out.
How do you kill women and children?
Enemy destroyed.
You don't lead them as much.
That's House of Cosby's reference.
The House of Cosby's.
I Curiosity Cosby.
It hurts the Cosby. Diana is the fucking coolest.
On my way.
Diana might be one of the only women I've had a dream that I was married to. No sex, just domestic life.
Moving to designated position.
Honey, who played Renfield in the first Dracula? Dwight Fry! Yes, Dwight Fry. He carries that movie. That was my boring-ass dream.
70%.
Come on, focus.
Sniping Cosby, says Dorito Killer. Snosby? What's a Snosby?
Does that guy have, like, is he drunk?
He's discombobulated.
I was thinking about that word just this weekend. Is combobulate even a word?
I don't think so.
You can only re and dis when it comes to combobulating.
Oh man, he's got psycho power.
Don't start that, awkward loser. I have not been using the Patreon money to promote to fund pro Cosby memes. Are there pro Cosby memes?
Okay. Heard you were about to go rogue, Chris.
Oh.
You're panicked.
I always do eventually.
Some people get so panicked they shoot their own team members, which is very
What? Really? I'll get
Yes,
impatient.
I guess that happens in war, but
Usually, there's just deserters, not like real traitors. Like
7 Pain says he enjoyed this Godzilla commentary. I have never seen that movie. That is a really good. What would you call it?
Like
not a classic Godzilla movie.
First Godzilla for sure. Like
But-
I think to watch.
I was been watching some of the Godzilla movies on the El Rey network, and you know, with commercials, it's really hard.
Oh, yeah.
There's parts where they drag, and then when there's El Rey commercials, which is really like the lowest of the low as far as commercials go.
Mostly house ads for other El Rey network shows.
another thing that Robert Rodriguez really
Did you drink a Crystal Pepsi in Michigan, the Michigan area on September 5th? Well, you might be entitled to a class action lawsuit. Like, wow.
And don't forget about Gerber, everybody. Gerber College. Gerber
Tega says, how can you tell Cosby supports Harambe, Dave? He's always got his dick out. Yeah.
With the for those with the discussion.
I'm in trouble.
Wow, right in the face too.
Saying combobulate is like saying whelms is awkward loser.
Oh boy. Oh wait, is it 98%? Please miss, please miss, please miss. Damn it.
Fucked.
Target down. Toss me some ammo.
I'm still
You
combobulated.
remember everyone, friendly fire isn't.
But yeah, I think 1994 Godzilla. Which again, if you're not a patron, you can grab the commentary for $1 on our Bandcamp page.
But a really advanced look at old-timey practical effects.
Yeah.
The new Gamera movies had that too, which makes them really fun to watch. It was just a revelation I came upon. What sucks about older films is their pacing usually. They're all paced very slow because your time's not as important because there's 2 movies released every month and there's 3 channels. But this moved much faster than a normal Godzilla film.
Yeah, and it's one of the few Godzilla movies where I feel like the human aspect of it is really relevant.
Yeah.
Again, it's trying to do the 1954 stuff. But
did we win? Mm-hmm. Hey, dealt most damage.
Most under fire.
Move
furthest.
Look at that. Look out. Is that me or you? That's you.
Yeah, no, that's you with the bad mustache.
It is?
Made most attacks.
Your official rank is whatever must up.
Brindolph's wondering, does Fire Emblem Fats play XCOM?
Well, that's an excellent question. Is there a level set down by a river? That's where all the best Fire Emblem blues songs.
It's a bit too round for my taste.
I don't know
I'm
why
actually
Fire
scared
Emblem
about
Fats is so
Fire
good.
Emblem Fats is a dumb blues character from an even dumber podcast that is a ripoff of a dumb character from Metalocalypse, who is ripped off from a dumb character from a Bill Cosby cartoon. That's how it's tied together.
So it looks like I'm done for the stream.
Oh!
I'm out for 23 days. Gravely wounded.
I made it. You
I
made
would
it
have
that
predicted it.
Gravely wounded.
Stacey D Pro. So we'll likely be seeing Shocker as part of Monday Night Movies. I would love to.
I mentioned it, and the guys were behind it. I really we put out something on patreon.com/LaserTime that everybody can chime in and suggest films, because I didn't want to write that much in the post, but it's like horror was a genre that I dove into really deep for the first time in like a decade last year. So like I don't have a lot of. Obviously, I'd love to go readdress some classics from my youth and some 80s camp stuff, but I wanted to see what everybody else said. Because I feel a little noobish when it comes to horror, and I just want to see what everybody else thought. We were talking about. I sent you some text for American Werewolf in London. I watch that once a year. I rarely think of it as horror, but it totally works as horror. That movie's fantastic. Right, can you buy the 1989 Godzilla on Amazon through LaserTime Amazon banner? Wow.
89 Godzilla? What is that?
Maybe means 98.
I mean,
Ooh,
89 would be maybe Biollante, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, look at that. Quixotic says, just wanted to thanks to Brett and the LaserTime crew for expanding my knowledge and appreciation of Godzilla and Ernest, who never got their crossover movie.
It's, yeah.
They were teasing it for years.
It is, man. The fact I've given, that anyone has absorbed anything about Godzilla and Ernest makes me feel pretty good, because...
I want to see Godzilla uses, what is it, heat breath? Radioactive breath? Radioactive breath melts something, and then Ernest walk by and go,
hey.
Hello, Commander.
But yeah, I mean, if it's on Amazon, I think generally you just click on any link on their homepage, and then once you're there, you should be within the Amazon link.
With one exception.
As long as you go to the homepage and then click on whatever the hell's on the right side.
In the days since
Good
your
morning,
capture,
angels.
I have done all I can to
The elusive man is behind me in his own weird room.
It was these resistance operatives.
almost glad my computer melted down so I could finally change out my elusive man background. Apparently
I remember
my desktop background is meaninless to me now.
Somewhat disorganized.
Oh, you misspelled the year. So 98 Godzilla. You could. I feel like there's a poetic justice to that somehow we would get like a nickel. So at least somehow I would benefit from you buying that movie as payment back for me having to see it on opening night and having my hopes crushed.
I think I would argue we're one of the only places on the internet that's asked you to spend that much amount of time with the 98 Godzilla.
Yeah.
No one else. It's either a blip of like, let's forget this ever happened.
It's worse than I even remember, which it says a lot. Like, I was supremely disappointed, but at the time kind of convinced myself, like, oh, it's bad, it's a horrible Godzilla movie, but if you just look at it as a monster movie,
I think
it's maybe a little better. But when we rewatched it like 2 years ago, I was like, this is garbage.
It's a dated 90s
It takes
movie.
almost 3 hours to tell a terrible story about a monster that sucks. Like, put that on the box. Blech. It is hot.
Looks like we better get started, Commander. I'll be on the bridge.
Can you tell me a single bad thing about 1994? If so, I won't commission a time machine be built. So Tinga asking of Randolph. Man, something bad about 1994. I think. Game sales that year is sometimes referred to as a mini crash. Not as bad as the 80s, but there was a. I mean, it's not a crash, but there is kind of a mini crash of 1994 where the price of games was going up so much. Like Final Fantasy 3 was $80, Mortal Kombat 2 was $80. Like these are Super Nintendo games. These aren't N64 games, which were known for being expensive. Like things were very pricey. And new hardware wasn't really moving. Like '94, you got like what the 32X is out at the end, I think in the holiday. So game sales in general was kind of like, and the Sega CD was not taken off, so it was kind of a movie-wise. Man, 1994 movies. The Mask is
we had True Lies, baby.
True Lies. Trying to think of a bad thing about 1994. It is otherwise a generally pretty good year. What is a bad thing in 1994?
OJ? No. It was an OJ.
So now in this game, you've got to fly to all these different things on the map. I mean, right now it's pretty simple because it's the beginning of the game, but like later on, you'll have to find like cells in each of these continents and like make them woke. And you may have them join your cause, so eventually you can take down the alien.
Fire Axis sounds like Firaxis if you think about it.
W. Glazer says, I think XCOM on Vita was awesome, but the owners of Vita don't want the depth of a typical PC game. Why, when you can click on boobies from an anime lady?
This would be great on Vita, actually.
Yeah, this is one of those games that would be amazing on Vita. I mean, isn't that what they did with Killzone on Vita? Like, they made kind of a touchscreen tactics game instead of a straightforward shooter?
Man, you're asking the super wrong
It's a
guy.
Michael question.
Central, Commander. Yes, I find
what's your breadth of knowledge on Gamera? I actually never got into Gamera as much.
He's really neat. He's filled with meat.
The results are
Friend of Children, I know that. I watched the late 90s, 2000s ones, the trilogy. Those were good. Those were good stuff. But like as a little kid, I just never got into it. It was not really available. Like where I would get the Godzilla movies, I never saw Gamera movies in the same stores.
I didn't either, but like,
and we didn't have cable till way late.
2000.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know about it otherwise.
I don't think I ever heard of Mystery Science until like way after the fact. Like it just no one I knew watched it. It was not airing anywhere where I lived.
Saying that I was that kind of dork. I didn't line up for concert tickets, but when Comcast added Comedy Central, I waited outside at like 4 in the morning to get a cable box so I could watch Mystery Science Theater and not have to go to my grandparents' old folks' home in Ocala, where they got plenty of Comedy Central. But yeah, Mystery Science Theater 2000. It started as a UHF station in Minnesota, and they just pretty much. The channel was already buying the rights to these schlocky movies, and it's like, well, nobody cares. Like, why don't we just talk over them and make jokes? And that's how the concept started. So they did Gamera like in season 0, I believe they call it, before they hit Comedy Central, and tried to revisit it with the Sandy Frank localization.
I'll send word when
these are all fun stats, but I didn't see Gamera the Brave, the 2006 reboot that didn't go anywhere. And there is a new Gamera coming out. Oh my God, am I ruining the XCOM stream with all these kaiju talks?
They have strangely, like our last several streams have all gone to Godzilla, which is great.
Thank you for sending.
Can kind of talk about it forever. So what are you doing here, Dave? You recruiting people?
Yeah. So now I've got to head to this place.
Advent Black Site. So here's a quiz. It's either a PC shooter from a bargain bin or it's a location in XCOM. Resistance HQ.
Area 51 Black Site. Hey Brett, I dare you to stream the original Godzilla game for Game Boy. This is worth Nintendo.
Man, what a doozy. I do own a copy still. Mildly disappointed as a kid in a goofy, chibi puzzle game. It's not really a puzzle game, I guess, like puzzle platformer maybe. Like a Lolo game or something like that, or Kickle Cubicle, if you will. It's cute. It's not the worst, but I'd play it. Why not? Turn this off, Dave.
Again, I'll ruin it. I have to address this nerdy reference. So Tanga, I'm sorry, but Sandy Frank sounds like a porno name. That is not even the porniest Mystery Science Theater 2000 associated name. That award goes to Mr. B Natural and/or Jam Handy. Jam Handy is
I'm
my
out for the next
favorite real
17
name.
days.
Whoa!
Who goes on this mission?
Oh,
Anne, Michael.
Anne. I haven't seen Anne in forever.
Okay.
She's German?
Yeah.
I thought she was Korean.
And again, I didn't make these characters. They're just kind of let's see.
I don't know. It looks a lot like Anne to me.
Yeah, is Anne going to Trump's tanning salon?
Quixotic's asking, what does Dave think of the mission round limits in XCOM 2? I had to mod them out.
They can be like kind of nerve-wracking. Like earlier, there was a thing where I had to destroy a kind of beacon within 3 rounds, and I kind of put some of my team in danger to get that done earlier.
It's a tough calls you got to make as a commander, Dave.
Yeah.
Some people are expendable.
Even as you're dead.
Just ask the movie The Expendables where nobody dies.
Mark Henderson says German.
Jam Handy was. I think Jam Handy was a producer of those industrial shorts. What a fucking awesome name.
And recurring earnest dude, Coke Sam's.
I have a 138 gig folder of MST3K, including every season and special and stuff like that. And the special they did for PSN Underground, which is really fun. All the Turkey Day interludes. the episode of Space Ghost with Joel.
Was it? Was it? Oh no, it was Space Ghost that did stuff for GameTap or something that you were talking about, which is like what?
Yeah, remember GameTap?
I remember. It was like a bunch of.
I think I heard. Did you get a job offer from GameTap, Elston, back in the day?
Yeah, like 7, 8 years ago.
And like I heard this from Carolyn at the time, and it was semi-lucrative, and you were like, I just can't. I'm happy here. And then they went like crazy under right away,
screaming fast at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, like one of the first people that got laid off at GamePro when I was there. He went to GameTaps, and I'm like, oh, thank God, he's got another gig. He'll be good. And then that GameTap was gone within like 6 months of that happening.
And it was almost unfair because it was ahead of its time. It was like a Netflix subscription service where like sign in, you get all these PC games for free, and they rotate every month.
I think my first E3, first or second E3 where I went on my own in 04, 05, I did an interview when they launched GameTap with I forget who the people were, but it was like the launch of GameTap, like
the Ted Turner joints.
And we did the interview inside of the Staples Center because they didn't do anything on site at E3, so I was inside the Staples Center in one of those executive boardrooms or whatever, where like I assume Lakers sign important documents, and I'm just sitting there like, I haven't played a PC game since 1999. I took the appointment because I wanted to take literally any appointment that people would reply to my email.
Yeah.
So here we are, and I wrote a story in my local newspaper about GameTap. It's going to tap the game.
I don't know. A noble service, I would call it. But that article I wrote last week, if you want to see some really weird shit, GameTap was a service for games that had game editorial and games you could download, and they signed up Space Ghost, whose show was canceled on Adult Swim, show created Adult Swim. And there was one E3 where Space Ghost, hello, I'm Space Ghost. Here, I'm sitting here with Peter Molyneux. A really uncomfortable conversation with Peter Molyneux.
What is Space Ghost?
And Peter Moore.
Space Ghost.
It's the most innovative gameplay ever. We're talking about
Are you
Fables.
dead? Are you a ghost? Is this even how he talks? My favorite Peter Molyneux memory is Milo with me sitting in that room, and I've told the story elsewhere, but it was the straight up Wizard of Oz scene of him interacting with Milo after they just announced like, oh, this real boy you will learn to love, and behind a literal curtain is a guy standing, and they are literally like waving him away to don't pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. That is like almost verbatim what they said, and it's like, no. Oh, so it's not the Kinect. It's this elaborate, gigantic rig running behind him.
It's a work.
It was great, and I'm just like, yeah, I believe, like, I understand it's not totally ready to condense into a tiny thing. I understand, but it was just like, you're going to such lengths to hide this when it's like, we know what technology looks like.
It did, Smikey. Gamefly did something similar with PC games. The thing is, this nice building is XCOM about to lecture at a TED Talk. Last Space Ghost memory, because if you're watching this on YouTube, see Martin Croker just died, the voice of Zorak and Moltar, and I forgot that Moltar briefly was the voice of Toonami.
As the robot man?
No, it was a CG Moltar. And he would he was the interstitials in Toonami before we got.
Is that Steve Bloom who was the?
No, it's C. Martin Crooker, the guy who died.
No, who was the little robot dude for Toonami.
Yeah, but they have him back now, and there was a nice salute on. Modern Toonami was like incoming transition from Moltar, and he's like, "Hey, it's Moltar," and then like I can't hear what he says, but here's a transcription. I'm better than you at hosting Toonami. I'm never coming back. And it's just nice. It's a little Toonami salute to Moltar.
That's cool.
And I can't underemphasize that the guy was the voice. Clay, as they called him, was the voice of Zorak and Moltar and the lead animator. I can't think of anybody that crucial to Space Ghost, and without Space Ghost there'd be no Adult Swim, and without Adult Swim there would be no Rick and Morty, no Venture Brothers. He was a very important, just such an important person, and that and Mystery Science Theater 3000. I love shows that grow outside of LA, and that all this is in Atlanta. Like, that's where all these guys are based. They're making this, and if you look at those old Space Ghost episodes, it's like the worst cropping on an old 60s cartoon. It's substandard definition. I love there's a shot of Space Ghost needing to drink, and they can't draw anything, so they just have to tilt his body lower and just put a thing up here.
Yeah, that was great. I love just the obvious, I just rotated a PNG this way, and now he's drunk.
And George Lowe with such a funny voice. It's a cute little panda swinging from a branch.
Night dehumidifier. If not for him, we wouldn't have 12-ounce mouse or Assy McGee.
Or Aquatine, you cunts. Yeah, and C-Lab. He worked on C-Lab as well, and the guys on C-Lab moved over to Archer, so shut your fucking mouth. That guy has dabbled in everything you love about modern comedy and animation. Space Ghost was something I never watched. You may never have the chance, Brandolph, but Adult Swim put up a bunch of it for free, and I bought 3 DVDs off of Amazon because they were $7 a piece. Love Space Ghost.
I didn't watch a lot, but I watched it off and on for years, and it was always it never like made me cackle, but it was just a show that was like always amusing on a low hum.
Yeah.
Like I'm amused and pleased when it's on, but I'm never like, ha ha, what a great joke. It's just like
Henry
something about the
introduced
delivery.
to me an episode that features a low hum on purpose the entire time. Like, what's that noise? Is anybody sensing interference? It just gets larger and larger throughout the 10-minute episode.
That's great. A phrase from Space Ghost that has stuck in my head my whole life. Well, not my whole life, since like 2000, I guess. There's like ants or something, and Space Ghost leans in and he's like, I want to follow him home, kill his whole family, and that's stuck in my head.
Nobody cares, Moby.
Nobody.
Nobody cares, Moby. That show's so fucking funny.
So hot.
And again, we're not talking at all about XCOM, but who cares? I did see, in the wake of that, I was showing my girlfriend, like, how do they do these interviews with the celebrities? And I'm like, I've always been a bit curious about that too, but Conan O'Brien's full unanimated interview is, and you can see what they say to him. It's kind of weird. It's a guy speaking as a egotistical superhero to Conan O'Brien.
That one was good.
The Bob and David one's real good too.
Oh, I should watch that.
Bob introduces himself as 2 words, Ba Bodenkirk. Bodenkirk is his last name.
That is like a common thing. Well, he works a lot with Tim and Eric, and they love to like make new names out of like names like that.
Bob Bodenkirk. And yeah, I love Eric Andre was promoting his new season, and he's just like, Space Ghost is like a major influence. Oh, that was a cool episode I saw. I didn't know it at the time. It was 2 David Letterman writers had left the show and wrote a full-length 30-minute episode of Space Ghost that's really just a takedown of David Letterman. Like a kind of mean takedown of David Letterman.
Space Ghost flying from a helicopter from Kankakee, Illinois every day.
Banging interns. Remember when Adult Swim had the Gary Coleman cartoon where he's a guardian angel? That wasn't. That was actually a Saturday morning cartoon. Yeah, and where Gary Coleman. It's called the Gary Goldman Show, but he died and lived as a guardian angel.
If only they had known that he would someday die.
Oh, Chris Jericho is on Eric Andre this week. Can't wait to see
Oh, really?
that. Yeah, if you've never seen that show, guys, it's great. It's half Space Ghost, but really a giant prank on most of his guests.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see how
It's
Jericho
one of those
takes
shows
it.
where like I saw like 2 really funny clips and then watched a whole episode, and the whole episode was nowhere near as funny as the clips. And I was like, I'll just.
It's super disjointed.
I'll keep watching
It's a
the
series
clips.
of moments in 10 minutes. Love that Attack DeMarco clip.
Chris Jericho is the best part of Raw right now.
Is he?
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, he's completely reinvented himself. He's like not afraid to make dumb jokes at his own expense.
Yeah, he's been very consistently entertaining in a show that, despite its star power, is sucking pretty bad. Just being mediocre, I should say. Not sucking. It's just not
Birdman,
very
yeah.
good.
I believe Clay worked on that as well. Wonderful. And we're not talking at all about XCOM. What's happening at XCOM?
There's not a lot to say. I mean, it's a tactics game. It's out now on Xbox One and PS4. And
we're playing it on the Bone.
The
Bone.
Right here on the home of the games, the Bone. Get ready for Gears of War 4 Horde mode. We call it Ford mode.
Thank you, Sotanga. Well, Zorak and Moltar aliens, so it's kind of fits XCOM talk. Yeah, it does.
You're in the Bone Zone.
Remember Brack? Hey!
Remember?
Fucking love Brack.
I remember Brad. Alright, let's see.
And everybody's talking about Harvey Birdman. Great show. And just Rick and Morty is so stellar right now.
Yeah. We watched another one last night. We're still catching up with season 2.
Not get over. So not only have I seen Gift Swifty a ton of times, apparently I saw it was premiered for me months in advance in my house, and I forgot all about it. That iced tea stuff.
Yeah.
I care now. You guys made me care.
Yeah.
Does he become at the end?
Like a crystal
Water tea.
Water tea.
Water.
Alright, so hopefully this will make some fun stuff happen. But right now we're in concealment.
Oh my god.
Totally destroy the frame.
Nice.
So now that they are...
Sorry, my back is
now
so
that-
detailed.
Now that they've been notified that we are attacking, they'll move. Some of them are going to move.
What about the
we have
pigeons?
2 people who are set up in Overwatch mode, so they may head over. Hopefully they'll be caught.
Pull this.
Oh,
Yeah, look at
no
that.
modesty on these
See, look
aliens.
Oh!
Because we were all in stealth, I banked those 2 moves.
Oh, nice.
So boom. Fuck you, alien, you're dead. Except...
And with a big whiff.
Come on.
Get it together.
Just realized Michael Keaton is playing the vulture, a literal bird person in the movie. Bird person. Oh, awkward loser asks, how much lemonade would Ice-T need to drink to turn into an Arnold Palmer?
Who else is dead?
Who also just died.
Moltar's drinking an Arnold Palmer in space.
Brett is being proper British in it, bro. This is Brendo.
I thought you were
Trying.
Australian.
I thought
Don't touch me!
Brett, you're dead.
I thought the flag was British, but Aussie. It's fine. It's better this way.
So when they die, are they dead forever?
But you can just rename another character me, right? And
Yes.
I'll be that one too.
It's like pets.
That's fine.
Brett too.
He's cheating!
Oh, come on. Death from above. I was gonna pee on everybody. Fucking asshole hit my girlfriend with water balloons while she was out biking this weekend. Oh, we were in the Back to the Future trilogy. It was like, I really want to beat somebody up, and I don't know who.
Whoa, whoa,
Shit. Oh,
so
nice.
he's resurrected Brett as a bad
great.
guy.
Nice.
I always knew somebody would turn.
Nice.
Just didn't think it'd be Elston. Henry, I expect.
This is gonna happen, and I'm gonna let it happen.
Hey guys, what's your hype level for Luke Cage this week? Fuck, I sort of wish it was a week off. There's so much to do.
I keep forgetting it's that close, so,
yeah.
but definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah, at least a little bit of it. I guess that since with no Cape prices, there's no pressure to like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
watch
blow
the
through it in a
binge
weekend, but definitely we'll watch it over the course of the next month. I have high hopes.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to think.
Are they still gonna try to do a Daredevil in spring again?
I think they said Daredevil is kind of done for at least until at least
Defenders?
2018. Yeah, it's
Okay.
after Defenders.
That's fine.
Brett's turning heel. Says Night Humidifier. You think you can hit him?
Well, this might kill him. This is a cool thing that you got, Chris.
Thank you. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Get that post out of the way. Jesus.
Oh man, I really set myself up for a.
It's gonna give you a wedgie.
Now Diana's gonna have to come help you.
Can she survive
Just
that
like she
jump?
does in your dream marriage. That's good.
Position confirmed.
We name him Brett the Avenger.
Pit the Elder.
Boy, the first season of Punisher was good. There hasn't been a season of Punisher yet, has there? No, it was Daredevil.
It's a joke, but it was all about the Punisher.
It wasn't. He was gone like
Yeah, he was-
halfway through the show. I was kind of bummed.
Well, I mean, he's still involved, but like it definitely doesn't revolve around
He
him.
came back, but the first 3 episodes are really Punisher strong.
Yeah, and he's great. Like it's by far Punisher was the best part by far, and I liked all the hand stuff because just I've been a Daredevil fan for a long time, and it was cool to see it done well. But it is less exciting than all the Kingpin stuff from the first season.
I thought it was a little much.
So it's like
for the grounded Marvel universe.
Yeah.
But then I mean, you can't be grounded for Luke Cage. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like this guy's literally invincible.
he's
So like,
unbreakable.
what are you gonna do? Like, it's gonna get wacky, and Iron Fist is gonna get in the mystical realm as well. So
every time I heard Luke Cage's name, I would always do the Wu-Tang Clan. Luke Cage, man, ain't nothing to fuck with. I would just sing that to myself. And this fucking trailer's like a Wu-Tang song. I'm very happy. Always associated with Wu-Tang. Did I die? Oh God, I was talking over my own death. That's probably how it'll happen.
yeah, I was gonna say, art imitates life.
Incoming over here.
Oh yeah, the giant hole.
What hole?
That episode
yes.
of Daredevil where there's just a giant
Yeah.
hole that goes like 6 million feet in the
The
ground.
objective isn't worth
Yeah, I
the
thought
lives of our
I didn't
remaining
want them to
troops. I'd recommend
go
we
immediately
abort
into this
while we
reality,
still
and I know it
can.
wasn't immediate.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I liked that they have a good version of the hand on
Yeah.
film, or TV or whatever, however they shot it, doesn't matter. A live action version, but like the hand is always not my favorite part of Daredevil, and so it was like, I get that you kind of have to do this with Daredevil at some point, but it's just, I don't know, it's not an exciting aspect when you still haven't done Bullseye. Like, I would have gone that way before dipping into the hand, but whatever.
19-minute fired Smikey say I'm in hell with Walt Disney. God damn it. I'm going to heaven. Just last night I prayed Jesus into my fart.
What? Who's getting field promotion?
Who's left?
Just
the mighty ladies of Laser Time?
So I should just retreat, because you can do that. You can, if the mission is not going your way, you can just like quit.
But I'm dead forever.
You're dead.
God damn it.
Yeah, regardless, you're dead. Let's see.
Yeah, so Tenga, I definitely agree.
I feel like we could still pull this off.
Season 2 should have left out the hand and instead focused on Bullseye to prove there are worse scum than Punisher, which further questioning Daredevil's moral compass, which is really the heart of a lot of it. Like, that would have thematically fit better with what they were trying to tell with Punisher and what they were telling with Kingpin. And to add the hand is like this, it is a supernatural element in a show that up to that point had been fairly grounded. Yeah. But again, hand is so integral to Daredevil's story that, like, I get it. It's just Bullseye would have been a better foil to have in there of like, here's a version of the Punisher who's just a psychopath with no guidance whatsoever, and here's a version of the Punisher who is doing the right things, doing the wrong things for the right reasons, whereas Bullseye is the opposite. It's like, that would have been a better story. But whatever.
Bullseye also
still a great television show that's better than most everything else I watch. So
I mean, especially like, I'm just reading some reports in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., man, and it's the guy I trust the most, John Wah, does comic reviews. He really hates Ghost Rider.
I need to watch the Ghost Rider episode.
It's like, well, that was a waste.
Yep, I can't believe they took the most CG-heavy character they have and put him on the TV show. Come on.
I tend to like Fire Emblem better than XCOM, says the Dez.
All I want's more Advance Wars. Like, just give me. It's almost been 10 years since the last one.
In this game.
I don't like having to customize and vary my characters.
Yeah, Smikey, they will likely lean on a lot of Garth Ennis stories for Punisher, so you'll definitely see awful, awful people.
Fire in his face!
Quick hit! Killed him.
Yeah,
Way to go, Diamond Dog.
Shield's been all over the place. Like, Season 1 was like mostly a giant yawn, and then ended strong, and then Season 2 was pretty decent to good. And then 3 started okay, and then I cut out halfway through Season 3 almost a year ago, and never picked me back up. And then Ghost Rider coming in should have made me go, oh shit, I should watch, and instead I'm like, I don't have faith in that.
Philosophy says Ghost Rider doesn't look as terrible as you might imagine. It's just off due to the lack of budget most TV shows have, so he does come off as a bit too CG.
Yeah, and that's all I'm really after. It's like, it's a character that lives or dies by, like, do I believe that is a flaming bike-riding spirit of vengeance? Or a car driving in this case, which is fine.
Because, you know, with all this Cosby, Godzilla, Space Ghost, and Daredevil talk in this stream about a game that has nothing to do with any of that, this is the laser timeiest stream ever.
Yeah, if you clicked on this to watch something about XCOM,
apologies.
I mean, what else can you really say? It's a tactics game with aliens versus humans,
you
and
got
a lot.
To see Brett and Chris die, and you get crazy.
Come on!
And now I'm hacking.
Ooh, nice. What's the mini game? Is that a mini game?
There is none. As
what?
far as I know.
I'm glad to see she has Batman's tablet.
Yeah.
The Batlet.
Okay. We've got the VIP in tow. Moving
Yeah, Thorny or Gravy saying at least it's Robbie Reyes on Ghost Rider on Agents, so maybe we get Johnny Blaze for a movie. It's very true. Danny Ketch and Johnny Blaze could show up somewhere else.
Randolph. That's a good way to sum it up. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. feels like nerd homework.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, it's not, I don't know. It's one of those shows that would tremendously benefit from, like, what Lost did or Parks and Rec or the Netflix shows. It's like, no more full seasons, guys. Stop doing 20 episodes. You need to cut that shit down to 12 or 13, and you could tighten it up, and the show would be way better. I would love if they did one final season, and it was only 12 episodes.
Aimbot Master points out, you know, Project Crosszone is a crossover, a lot like XCOM.
Yeah. Speaking of crossovers, everybody, this week's Laser Time. It's all about
crossovers. Spurred on by Lego Dimensions, which let us know if you want us to stream that. We're supposed to be sent a copy of the game. It just didn't fucking arrive this morning, and FedEx didn't ring the bell, just left a note. We were here, sorry you weren't outside.
Today, FedEx buzzed me, and I walked downstairs, and they handed me a package, and I was like, okay, probably ordered something. And then as they leave and shut the door, I look at it, this person doesn't exist, and it's the wrong address.
Man, damn it.
And then as I open the door, the truck is already gone. I'm like, is this a joke?
Yeah,
like, haha, you throw this away.
Can I go pick this up somewhere? That's never happened to me before. Just goddamn it. The nice people at WB demanded a signature, which means they couldn't drop it off.
Is this reinforcements?
Oh, Dave.
Dave, you did.
We're really close to the extraction.
You do this?
They are not.
Did you do this just to kill Diana?
Me? Oh, good. They were right there.
Sir, you're clipping through my shoulder. It's very painful.
I outrank you, sir. I'll clip wherever I want.
Get to the evac point now.
Are you my
yes,
mom?
19-minute fire. Will you forbid review of the Ladies Ghostbusters Lego Dimensions set? I'm not going to review it.
I refuse to construct this set.
I want to check that out in the Adventure Time. The Adventure Time
I'm very interested in
so
that.
Cool.
A huge Adventure Time fan.
And it's got all the voices, but like, yeah, they've never made like a cell shady Lego Dimensions game before, and any character you bring in, Marty McFly, Shell, they'll all get the Adventure Time animated treatment. Neat.
Worth Nintendo.
Is that the extraction point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Worth Nintendo saying, I feel like I backed the wrong horses with comic TV shows with Gotham, S.H.I.E.L.D., and Constantine.
Yes, you
wow,
did.
Damn, yeah.
Apparently The Flash is where it's at.
And I haven't even watched Flash this year. Like, it was great.
I think it's starting this week.
Yeah, I didn't watch the last of the half season, or half of the second season. I just kept missing it, and then I was like, man, forget it.
Ooh.
It was great, though. I have no real qualms with it at all. It occasionally got a little too CW-y, but, like, I get it. That's fine.
Lots of love triangles.
Love triangles and needless things where it's like,
I
you know,
was joking.
no, of course it is. Like, it's TV writing. Of course it's a love triangle, misunderstandings that no human being should ever have, and, I just don't understand. Like, just talk. Just be a human being and use words, and this situation is resolved. But the superhero stuff was great. And
did you make it?
Super
well,
authentic.
I don't know if there's
Liz?
one room until extraction. I don't know if they'll actually be killing us on this turn or what. But
Oh, they can kill you when you're standing in the extraction point?
well, it says it's forced extraction, so let's see.
What does that mean?
It sounds like a McBain movie.
Forced extraction.
Either way, Diana's not going to make it to the ship in time, so
Diana!
let's see. She can really poor probability snipering, or she can move closer and try it.
Can she channel Enemy at the Gates? I don't know if she likes that movie. It's a great World War II sniper movie. So I think she mentioned it in one of the
classes.
classes.
Dad would like. But then this is kind of the shit Ann likes.
It's a great movie.
Oops.
Would you believe I've seen it?
I find it shocking.
Shot wide.
It's because, why did I see that? I kind of like, what's
Homework?
his name? Ed
Harris.
Yeah, I think Ed Harris is cool.
There's enough times passed now that we can criticize the new Ghostbusters like it's not good. Melissa McCarthy and Leslie Jones may have been inspirational but not funny at all, TBH. I like Bill Murray movies. I like most Bill Murray movies, including Ghostbusters. I thought it was really funny. I think Melissa McCarthy's really funny. I thought the trailer didn't serve well what Leslie Jones did in the film. It was very broad, as are most trailers, especially from Sony. I thought the movie was really funny. But I also love Spy. I thought that was the funniest movie of 2015.
Down to her sidearm. Oof.
Well, that's a special skill she has. Anytime she's fired at, she'll use her sidearm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There's only one good Ghostbusters movie, it's Mikey. Yes, Mikey. And it stars Bob Hope.
I only watch Extreme Ghostbusters from the 90s. That's the only thing worth watching.
Oh,
Hey, you
well,
dealt the most damage.
damn right I
And
did, and I died for you.
You're obviously the most under fire.
The most Christ-like.
Operation Blood Hand. Good.
Now, David.
You could start a third mission, but
I think we got to bounce. They got to bounce.
well, we can go visit the memorial spot, and it'll show that you two have died.
Really?
Confirmed. Yes.
I'll have a grave.
Nah, it's like a wall.
That sounds
in
expensive,
in the bar.
Chris. I
Yeah.
was thinking
It'll,
more of...
it'll tell like
But at least have the
circumstances
Chipettes crying over.
of it. Yeah. It's a slow, somber version of Diamond Dallas Pond.
And with the girls with the high and tall. So Ann made it.
Yeah, I think she got promoted.
Ann!
She's a sharpshooter.
It's so like real life.
Diana wasn't killed at least. She was just captured because the transport left without her.
And you can free her?
Can you rescue her?
I don't know. Like that never happened because I'm usually a little bit more judicious, and I take my time and determine what the best course of action is. Whereas this, I'm kind of.
You're almost out of gamer fuel, Dave.
Yeah.
Push X to order game fuel and have it delivered
sweet.
via drone directly to Chris's bedroom.
We can to honor our fallen soldiers, Commander.
Really?
It's not much.
The bars in the
but it gives our
graveyard?
people a chance to pay their respects.
Fallen soldiers.
We're watching Raw tonight.
It's
Yeah,
so
2 kills.
hard to say goodbye.
Oh, and you can add an epitaph.
Feel free.
These nuts. I don't know.
Oops.
This better be funny.
Pizza.
Oh, come on! Another fucking Italian stereotype. I'm never gonna rise above this.
Stuck in Germany.
Somebody on Twitter sent me a really bizarre tweet like, "Hey, you Chris Antista full of pizza used to live next to me?" I'm like, I never called did you used to call yourself that? Like, I never called myself that. Like, did you live in Tallahassee? Then no.
That sucks.
Why does Chris look like a Disney Infinity figure? It was in my will.
Never got his
Bret Hart sunglasses.
It's so hard. I was gonna do that philosophy. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Man, the saddest. If your epitaph is something you didn't do,
he never scored.
We never made it to Canada.
Man, beware the Ides of March. Jesus, we both died. 2035, by the way, is the year that Dawn of Sorrow, Aria of Sorrow takes place for Castlevania, and we have some Castlevania content coming to this channel soon.
Indeed, we will. And tomorrow, Brett and I are going to square off in Mario 64. It's going to be an exciting stream.
Head-to-head race.
Really, a head-to-head race, like for real, something we've never done before. Please be here at 3 o'clock. It'll be fantastic. Thanks so much, guys. Check out the Lego video I put up on our YouTube channel. We'll see you tomorrow at